What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Missflips. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this super discreet drawer. I made this for my custom closet, so if you guys haven't checked out part 1 or part 2 yet, make sure to go on over and check that out before you watch this, or after, you know, whatever fits your fancy. Anyways, let's get flippin'. So when I first started this closet makeover, I got this dresser off of Facebook Marketplace to build around. But there was this awkward space that I needed to figure out what to do. So I went crazy trying to figure out what to do with the space, but then I finally came up with a plan.
I'm going to build a drawer, which I've never done before, and it's going to be a secret drawer, which I have no idea how to do, but I'm going to do it anyway and figure it out along the way.
So I did just that. My first step was to measure out these hollow areas where I could put a piece of wood in order to have a place to screw in my drawer slides. From there, I drew my measurements out on a piece of wood and then cut it down to size. I'm going to be attaching these sides with pocket screws, but before I drilled the holes for those, I wanted to make sure that this piece of wood fit, so I didn't have to make any more cuts. Luckily, it fit perfectly and was ready for the pocket holes. I tested out my depth and width on a scrap piece of wood before drilling into the actual piece. For this, I'm using the Kreg Jig pocket hole, which I will link in the description below. Make sure to do 2 pocket holes on either side to add security and stability. Once the holes are in place, I like to use the Kreg Jig pocket screws to get it into place. After repeating the same process on the other side, it was time to get the drawer slides drilled into place. This part was a little bit of trial and error, but I knew that I wanted the top part of the drawer slide to be flush with the face of the dresser. This will allow me to attach the trim to the face of the drawer and still have it be aligned with the rest of the trim around it. The key to making a hidden drawer is to use push-in drawer slides, that way you don't have to attach any sort of handle in order to get it open. Now that the drawer slides are on, it was time to cut out the sides, so I measured out the dimensions for the siding and then screwed them into place and then got to building the front and back of the drawer. For this, I just used the same method and then drilled in my pocket holes and made sure that my pocket holes were facing out. Don't worry about your pocket holes being exposed on the front of the drawer because we're going to be attaching a face to it, so it'll be covered up regardless. Now just apply the same method to your base and you have got yourself a drawer. This next part isn't really relevant to all builds, however I do think it's worth mentioning. You want to make sure that your drawer is going to be level with the trim that you are going to be using. So I'm using a 6-inch wide trim, and this drawer was not at the height that I needed it to be, so I attached these shims to the bottom of my dresser to give it that height. Now that the drawer was finished and the rest of the closet build was ready for trim, it was time to attach the baseboards. For this, I'm using my nail gun and I'm making sure to put 2 nails on the upper and lower side about every foot. Since this is a push drawer, I could only have the face of the drawer be as wide as the opening. I couldn't have it go any wider, otherwise it wouldn't be able to push in. So I got the baseboard cut down to size and attached it like I did the other piece. Now that the main board was in place, I used a shim to help me get these side pieces to the right height, and then I nailed it into place. Now all that was left to do was fill the nail holes, do some caulking, and then paint the closet, and then you got yourself a hidden drawer. Alright guys, I hope that you like this video and feel more confident tackling your own hidden drawers. If you haven't checked out part 1 and 2 of my closet makeover, make sure to head over and do that. It is an awesome transformation that I am super proud of. But anyways, until next time guys, stay flippin'.